Welcome back to the Pittsburgh Sports Saviors. It is Friday night, 7:55 p.m. March has started, March 1st. Lee,
Yep.
can you hear me? Are you out there? How you
I'm
doing?
here. I'm doing all right. I'm out there. I can hear you. Can you hear me? How you doing? I'm doing all right. How about yourself, bud?
I'm doing good. I can hear you. It sounds good. Are you ready for some NFLPA grades from the Steelers?
Oh, I'm ready. I just can't believe it. I'm ready though.
Last week we spent a lot of time talking about the issues with the Pirates organization, and
Yeah.
this came out the next week saying that the Steelers might not be in a much better space right now. So
Yeah.
let's get right into
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Here's a little bit of an overview. The Steelers were ranked 28th
Yeah.
out of 32 teams, which would this is down from last year, which was 22nd.
Yeah.
Um, the highest marks went to Mike Tomlin, but
Yeah.
beyond Tomlin, in the opinion of the responding players, the Steelers fell short and far behind workplace standards across the NFL. What are
Yeah.
your initial thoughts on just seeing that?
I couldn't believe it that they're 28th ranked out of all 32 teams.
I'm 32.
And
Yep.
a lot of the stuff was either average or just failing. There wasn't even anything you would really even say above average. It was like B minus and below, at the
Yeah,
best.
Tomlin,
And
like we're saying, just Tomlin.
yeah, Tomlin got an A, and I was shocked the ownership got an F.
Yeah,
And
so the ownership you were just getting into, there's little confidence among respondents in the willingness of the club owner Art Rooney II to invest
yeah,
in better workplace.
yeah. And when I read that, all I could think about was that article we read and talked about last week with the ownership with the Pirates. And
Yeah,
I started thinking, is this a Pittsburgh thing? Is this a Pittsburgh sports problem? Like, what's going on with the ownership? Because this is now 2 weeks in a row that we've talked about with sports teams where it seems like the ownership just is not where you would want it to be for an organization, especially as highly of a big organization as the Pittsburgh Steelers are. They're a big name team, a big brand that, have some of the best fans, and yet the team itself, the organization itself, does not feel good about the ownership.
yeah. I was talking to someone. They made a comment that the only difference between the Steelers organization and the Pirates is the salary cap. I'm not going to go that
Yeah.
far. I think to give him something, but
Yeah, yeah,
if he
yeah.
keeps going this way, who knows? It does look
Oh,
bad right now, and things can change fast. But let's get into the individual grades. We'll go
yeah,
through them one by one here. Um, First up, treatment of families.
yeah.
They got an F
Oh,
minus.
oh. That's
An
like the
F
lowest
minus.
you can get too. Oh, that's
It's
bad.
embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. The
Yeah.
fact
So
that when I was reading, it was talking about how they have like no like family care type of stuff for like the kids and stuff. I couldn't believe it.
yeah. So they're 29th out of 32 teams. Last year they were only a D minus, 27th. So another scenario where they went down, like you were just saying,
Yeah.
one of 12 teams without a family room, one of 7 teams without any child daycare at all, and then one of 4
Wow.
teams that don't offer either.
Yeah.
So that's
It's
that's revealing, I guess you can get. Like
yeah,
I did not think that was the case. I didn't think I would assume that the Steelers family organization, all you hear about is how great the Roonies are and everything,
oh
but
yeah.
I don't get
Yeah.
that. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I don't know. I mean, it's sad to hear, and it's you read the grades that are put out. The fact that they went down from a D from last year, it makes you think that did they get rid of it or something? Like, what happened? It's just it's unbelievable.
Yeah, maybe the different players got to that difference, or just maybe some players complaining more about what's going on there.
Yeah.
But next up, we got the food in the cafeteria, B minus. This is one of their best grades and one of their best
Yeah.
rankings, which was 16th out of 80 out of 32. But once again, we're down from 2023, which was a B
Yeah.
plus, which it was a little different. That's food and nutrition. They were eighth overall. They're given 14th in food taste, which I can't spell apparently because it says food task, and 14th in food freshness.
Uh,
I don't think we could go to the cafeteria too much. You got any comments on the food in the cafeteria?
I mean, I guess it's decent. I mean, maybe it could be better. I guess you would think about how it tastes and, the quality of it. And if they're just average with the NFL at 16 overall out of 32, I mean, that's not that great, I guess. I mean, B- is, it was one of the highest scores they got, but obviously it's not that good.
But I mean, that 16th is one of the highest out of the league. That might be after the one we're going to get to. I think that might be their second highest rating. Maybe something with the strength coach is higher, but no, I think that 16 is the second highest grade up that they have.
Wow. Yeah. That's
so after that, we got the nutrition and dietitian. That's a D.
Yeah.
30th out of 32 teams.
Wow.
This was ranked with the food last year, and that was a B plus, which was 8th. That's another scenario where they went down. Third lowest grade in the NFL, and apparently only 67% of the players feel like they get an individualized plan, which is 27th overall.
Wow, that's I mean, that's something that when we're thinking about working out and getting into shape, nutrition and diet is like it goes key with that, and the fact that it's their 30th out of 32 teams. I mean, that's unbelievable. I mean, I don't even know what to say. I mean, I what's going on in the organization? What's going on?
Yeah, it's something for sure. As I'm going through these, like I'm wondering, maybe they like did this survey while the Steelers were struggling and like the morale is down because everything is low. It's crazy.
Oh yeah, it's bad. Yeah.
And let's move right along to another grade that it's this one. This is important. Locker room.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Received an F.
Oh. All the dancing they do in there, have Mike Tomlin on the live video, and it's still an F. Oh, come on. It's still an F. Oh.
So once again, they're 30th out of 32 teams. Last year they were they had a C, which was still 25th, but a lot better than an F. It's crazy across the board. They're worse than last year.
This is just I don't even know. This is insane. I mean, every time the Steelers win, somebody's going live. They bring Mike Tomlin in, they're rapping and dancing. They think they're having a good old time, and I guess they're not. Oh my goodness.
Only 60% of the players feel like the locker room is big enough, which is 28th. Only 65% of the players feel like they have enough room in their individual lockers, which is 29th. And then overall, the players would like to see a locker room renovation, including replacement of outdated lockers and overall expansion. So this is the locker room. I took a photo of it. I did not take a photo of it. I found a photo of it. The lockers are not big. I'll give the players that. It does look like a tight squeeze.
Yeah.
So there is something to that, I guess. But what are your thoughts on those stats I just threw at you?
I mean, maybe. Yeah, I mean, it's just sad to hear that the players are just not happy with. It just seems like anything, especially here with the locker. And like, seeing the photo here, I mean, they definitely really don't have that big of a space. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Art Rooney's cheap, like like the Pirates owner. I don't know. Maybe he's cheap, and just I don't know.
Yeah, so the big thing that's been talking about is the fact that they share this facility with Pitt. If you go and look at photos of Pitt's locker room compared to this locker room, it's night and day. So right now, the people that are trying to support the Steelers ownership are saying, well, they have no room to expand because of the sharing the facility. There's no room to expand because of the Pitt. But Pitt's locker rooms look amazing in comparison to what we're looking at right here. I did not attach them to this slideshow, but you can go look them up. Part of that is because you have to do that in college football. You have to recruit these kids. But there's also 85 scholarship players, over 100 players in total on Pitt. and there's only 53 main rosters. And what after practice, what you're maybe you get to 70. So
Mhm.
I don't think that you can use that as an excuse. You just got to renovate what you got, even if you can't
Yeah,
expand. They want them to look nicer too. They don't want these out. They're calling them outdated. You got to figure
yeah,
something out. You got to be creative, even if you don't have the space to do something. Spend some money. Um, you just got to do
yeah.
something, right?
Yeah, because the fact that the players are giving it an F, I mean, there's obviously problems and there's something wrong, and they're not happy. I mean, the fact that it's gone down too. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe this did happen during their bad run. I don't know when they were
Yeah.
degrading, but this is crazy.
Uh-huh. So this one I think is a little better. Not
Yeah.
much. Training
No, not at all.
D plus. That's so we did improve from 30. This is 29th out of 32 teams.
Oh, oh,
Still last year they were a D minus, but that was 27th place. So better letter grade, lower down overall compared to the rest of the league. At a D plus. Only 79% of the players feel that they have enough full-time trainers in the facility, which is 27th. Only 61% of the players feel that they have enough full-time physical therapists. That's 30th. So what do you
wow.
think about the staffing issues right there? That
Yeah, that's
bottom of the league in staffing, and that has
jeez,
nothing to do with
jeez.
space. You can bring
Yeah.
staff in without an issue. That is another thing with it. I don't know if they're trying to cut corners on money or what, but maybe these players are just
Yeah.
bitter. Who knows? We don't know the exact
Yeah.
answer for sure,
Yeah,
but
I don't know. I mean, I mean, this could go both ways. I mean, yeah, it could be bitter, but the organization, the owner could also be cheap. I mean, it's unreal to think that a professional sports team like this is so understaffed like that. If the
I think
players are really grading it this way, I mean, it's really sad to hear that this is really going on. It's insane. I mean, um, I think I read about this article that maybe this was the second year in a row, and that now they've gotten more people to talk about it. So maybe more people are speaking up. I don't know. I mean, maybe either they're disgruntled or bitter, or they're just not grateful for what they have. I have no idea. This is insane.
yeah. So if you just logically, there's no reason to think that the Steelers players are like different than the whole pool of other players in other
Yeah,
organizations. So
yeah,
I think we can't look over the fact that they're 29th out of 32 teams. So the letter grade, we can toss the letter grade out because everyone could have
yeah,
had bad grades. Maybe the highest training staff's
yeah,
only a C. But the fact they're
yeah,
29th out of 32 is the thing that I just can't
yeah.
get past.
I
Um,
can't. This is yeah. It seems like everyone you've gone over, it's like that. I don't know. This is
mhm.
insane.
So they got 81% feel they have enough hot tub space, which would be 19th. 13th feel that, or sorry, 83% feel that they have enough cold tub space. That's 20th. So those rankings are a
Wow.
little higher than everything else, but they're still below average. Um,
Yeah.
Many players feel they need greater access to individual care. And that goes back to the not enough full time staff, I would say.
Yeah.
And then some feel the training room is understaffed and lacks the necessary equipment and modalities that should be standard in the NFL.
Mm.
So,
It's just it's interesting. Like, yeah, I mean, they're all you would think, like you said, they shouldn't be any different from any other NFL player in the league right now. But the fact that the organization is this low ranking out of all the teams is just this is like, I mean, eye opening, because I didn't think that the Steelers were this low of a grade when it comes to these type of topics like this within the organization.
yeah, let's go to the next one. Weight room. Hey, a little bit of more improvement here. We
A
got
little bit of
C.
improvement, yeah, yeah.
24th out of 32 teams. They were a C last year also. That was 25th. So this is a bump up. One of the first bump ups we've seen where they're actually graded out a little better than they were last year. Players feel the quality of the equipment in the room is average. That's 28th overall. So I'm guessing they're asked like average, below average, above average, excellent, something like that. I
Yeah,
would assume that's the grading
yeah,
scale there. They're 28th
yeah,
in that. The players feel that they do not have enough space for the weight room, 23rd. So the space thing there, that is one thing that might be an issue with the setup
yeah,
they have right now with Pitt, because if Pitt is having half the facility and they're having half the facility, it's tough to find more room for like weight. This is one of the things I can see an argument where you want to blame Pitt for it. You can go here for this one, but
yeah.
I don't know. Maybe saying all that. Sorry, but cut you off. Saying all that, this is their highest grade. This is what they've been graded highest in, and all everything so far. Really is a C.
This is so. Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, maybe they just need to build a new facility just for the Steelers. I mean, I mean, I guess I understand. Some of these people, they want to save money and things like that. But it'd be nice for your team, your organization to have their own set place where they can go and do all this stuff and have the staffing and have the room and have the space and things like that they need for their team. I mean, I get it. It's nice to share it with, somebody else. And of course, you're saving money that way, but obviously it's making it difficult for a lot of these players to even feel like it's comfortable or even beneficial for them to, use the stuff that they do have.
Yeah. So majority feel the facility is no better than where they could otherwise train offsite.
Yeah,
that's bad. They're one of only 5 other teams that have similarly poor impressions of their own weight room. Several fear expansion is needed to prevent the waiting on most machines, and then some feel that they lack the equipment that they would expect at a high quality facility. So you brought up moving to their own space. A lot of the talk right now that I've seen is somewhere in Cranberry. I don't know if that's just because that's where the Penguins just opened someone out. I don't know why they're specifically talking about Cranberry, but you probably need to have your own space. And it's nice for Pitt. I'm a Pitt fan. I love the idea that they're sharing with an NFL team. I think that's something you can say. Hey, you're going to be seeing NFL guys every day. You're going to see them in the cafeteria. You're going to see them everywhere else. But I mean, as an organization, if you're getting these grades and your players are feeling this way, it's time to move out. I don't think it's even like a question, and unless there's some, because there's no the building. There is no way to really expand. Anything. They're like landlocked between a river and railroad tracks on both sides. Technically, you can always build up. I don't know if they want to try something like that, create a 3rd floor or 4th floor, whatever they need to do, and then put like a weight room there. I guess they can try something like that. But I don't. I don't know. It's something else.
This is insane. Yeah, it is. It really is.
So next up is team travel, which got a D, which is 28th out of 32 teams. In 2023, it was a B, which was tied for 15th place. I don't think this affected it, but as you can see, I clipped in the emergency landing they had this year. This was after the Vegas game against the Raiders. They had a land in Kansas City. But the players rated their travel schedule as 3rd worst in the NFL. 80% of the players feel that they have a comfortable amount of personal space. That was 20th. So that's not awful like a lot of their grades have been. One positive that these guys see is that the Steelers do not require anyone to have a roommate before games.
Well, I mean, I think that's nice and all. I mean, but the travel schedule, it's the NFL makes the schedule each year.
I think that
can't be on the team though, right?
I'm guessing that is related to what time they leave, stuff like that. I don't think that is to deal with. Okay, that's my guess. I did not look into to make sure, but that's what I would think it is, right? Doesn't that make sense?
Yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I think when I thought it was more. When I read it, I thought it was more of, I guess, the schedule for like the team, like where they go and play and how the schedule is. That's what I thought it was. I think I might have read it wrong.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. The next one, the slide's a little messed up so I'm gonna take this one off. The next one we have up going on is actually the strength coach, which got a B+, which isn't bad, I guess. But it's still only 20th out of 32 teams. Last year they were an A-, which was 17th place. So that's another situation where they went down again. So 95% of the players feel like they got an individualized plan, which ranks up ninth, which is one of the best grades we've seen so far as the ninth place there.
Yeah.
So that's
Oh,
not bad.
Yeah.
So the players feel that the strength coaches moderately contribute to their success. That was 23rd. It's another bad grade there.
Wow.
So it is important to note that this was all under Marcel Pastor, I think it's pronounced. He was the strength coach, well, at least in the organization for the last 23 years. He's been replaced by Phil Mattis this year. So that is a new hire. Maybe these numbers will change, but the 20th out of 30th is one of their better grades. Again, like we were talking about, he was a B plus before he left. So any thoughts on that? Anything that
I mean, if the guy is gone and they brought somebody else in, I mean, like you said, maybe the numbers will change. I mean, you got to give it some time and things like that, to work out. The other guy was that good for that long. I mean, kudos to him. So hopefully that the new guy that comes in, or that is in now, hopefully that improves. But his first year, maybe he had to, get things worked out for himself, figure out a training plan.
Sorry, I didn't explain that well. His first year is coming up this year.
It is? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, okay. Okay. So, we'll see.
So we'll see if it changes.
Numbers will change. Yeah. Maybe those numbers will change. Yeah.
So, the one shining star, according to the players, which I would assume would be expected for everyone, is Mike Tomlin.
Oh,
he got an A. He is ranked 5th out of 32. There are only top 5 finish on any of these categories we're talking about today. This is the first year they've done the head coaching grade, so there's nothing to look back from 2023. But I assume last year he would have got a similar grade. I don't see why he would have changed. His as you see, there was a 9.6 out of 10. So that's a very solid grade for him.
Yeah.
Specifically to something, 98% of the players felt that Tomlin was efficient with their time, which is 6th overall. And then the players feel as though Tomlin is very willing to listen to the locker room. Well, these are good numbers here. I think it's everything. We know Tomlin's a player's coach. If it was anything different, I would have been shocked. And if he would have had like a C, I would have just thrown all these. I would have threw all these answers out because obviously something was going on with the team that took the survey. But he's got his A. He deserves his A from everything I can tell. From a player's perspective. So he's a great I mean he's a great player's coach. There's nothing else you can really spin on it. I don't know. No, I keep answering. What do you got on it?
No, I mean it's just this just goes to show how good of a coach he really is. I mean, we've talked about in the past he's a good coach, and the players see that, and I guarantee the other players in the NFL see that as well. He's very well-rounded. He's very well-spoken. He has he seems to have a discipline, about himself with the players and how he goes about things. So, I mean, this was definitely expected to see with this grading for sure.
And now the main event of the evening, ownership, F.
Ooh.
This might be one of those things where we're going to look back and realize that if the Steelers don't start turning around some of their luck, they don't start finding a quarterback, we might go into a stretch here with the Steelers organization where we're just another – we've had a lot of good things happen for us. But this is alarming. An F grade, 31st out of 32 teams. There were no grades last year compared to – he received a 5.8 out of 10. What are your thoughts on this stuff?
Oh, it's shocking because, like you talked about earlier, you hear so good things about the Rooneys. You know what I mean? And it's unbelievable that, he got this low of a grade as an owner of one of the most prestigious organizations that has been around, has six Super Bowl wins. 4 of them in the 70s, 2 of them in the early in the 2000s era. And it's like the fact that, this is what's going on, that the team does not feel as though the owner is behind them or has their back or how they feel about him. Is this bad? I mean, it's insane to think.
Art Rooney, the original Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Dan Rooney, the son, Hall of Famer. This is an awful start for the grandson.
Yes, it is.
Same guy who I was talking to earlier about the salary cap thing. He also brought up third generation is about when you start hearing about owners starting to fall apart. So hopefully this is just a blip. Hopefully this is a wake up call.
Yeah.
But right now, this is scary to think about.
It really is.
Art Rooney.
I don't even know what to say. I don't.
Yeah. So those are all the grades we got there.
Wow.
Pull up this overview thing again just to give some highlights on it. But what are you thinking at the end of here after looking at those grades? Nothing was good other than Tomlin.
Nothing was good.
There's no positives. 28th out of 32 teams.
It's just shocking to think of such a highly prestigious team like the Steelers to be ranked this low by the players themselves. I mean, it just goes to show how things have been going over the past few years with this team. I mean, it's insane to think that, we're thinking maybe it's some playmaking stuff, but it might be behind the scenes stuff. And like we talked about with that article with the Pirates, I mean, this is so similar to it. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy to think that this is what's going on. I mean, with both of these teams like this.
Yeah, I honestly am. I wasn't expecting to see this article. If you would ask me, I would have not in any way had them lower than 15. If you were going to be asked about where do you think the Steelers organization is going to be ranked by their players, I would have just assumed flat out top half, so maybe 16 or.
Oh yeah.
This was surprising to me.
It really was. It just goes to show, really, I guess, what is really going on, and this is an eye-opening for all the fans that are Pittsburgh Steelers fans. I mean, this is crazy to think about.
Yeah, hopefully it's a wake-up call. That's all you can ask.
Yeah, I hope so.
At this point.
Yeah, hopefully this offseason they see this, they review it, and maybe make some changes. Let's hope.
Okay, so let's shift it. Let's shift over to more levity here. I don't know if you've been following any of this, but there's a new network starting up, a new sports network. Have you heard about this new network at all?
I have not. I'm ready. I have not.
Okay. Antonio Brown has started his own network.
Oh.
CTESPN. Have you heard about CTESPN yet?
I heard about this, but I thought this was a joke. I did not think that this was real.
This is Antonio. No, it's not literally. No. Hold on. There's not actually a network coming out.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
But there is a new reporter on the beat. He even has been talking Steelers. I don't know if you've seen him. Here we go. Here, it's one of the tweets I saw earlier this week from AB. Steelers Kenny Pickett has thrown a TD on 1.8% of his passes in the NFL. That's the lowest out of all 391 QBs with at least 500 attempts in NFL history. Hashtag CTESPN report at CTESPN. Antonio Brown has joined the media. He's part of the sports media now. How do you feel about that?
Oh my goodness, he's got a lot to report. He's been talking about a lot of different things as of lately. A lot.
I got more, Lee. Hold on, I don't want you to jump the gun.
Okay. All right.
No one is safe around CTESPN. They're willing to go for anyone and anything. Here are two recent tweets for them. This first one, talking about Caitlin Clark entering the WNBA draft. Lethal Weapon 5, hashtag Mel Gibson, hashtag CTESPN. No one is safe around.
No one is safe. Brown. You know what's crazy is she has like one more game and she's about to break Pete Maravich's NCAA
she already got the WNBA record, or not? Sorry, she has the women's college record, not the
women's
WNBA
college. Yeah,
record.
She's about to win the whole the Division I for men's and women in the next game. Yeah.
And then here we got on the right He shares a story about Tom Brady has accepted Giselle Bundchen's romance with a jiu-jitsu instructor began years ago. Then we got hashtag CTESPN and at ESPN or CTESPN. You would think that'd be the end of it, but no. Antonio Brown. Did AB already know? And he has a photo of him and Giselle.
He apparently was talking about this during during Tom Brady's last season when the whole thing was going on, and it was just a little bit of news. It wasn't as big as it is now that he's talking about this stuff like this. It was little blurs, but this is now. And the fact that I saw some people say, Tom Brady opened his door and let him stay with him.
Yeah, it's rough.
It is rough. It's rough. Oh God. Well,
so
we gotta look out for him because hopefully, he doesn't, take our jobs. We need to be the ones for Pittsburgh sports. Hopefully he doesn't take our job.
Maybe he'll collab with us at least. But this story went on. So once again, Antonio Brown doesn't miss an opportunity to remind us that he's the worst human alive. That's from Barstool Sports. They sent that out. AB had a quick response. I ain't reading all that. I'm happy for you, though. We're sorry that had happened. So I guess he didn't have that much of a response because he wasn't going to read that. But he, of course, Dave Portnoy is behind Barstool Sports, is president of there. He's a big New England Patriots fan. But he thinks AB thinks he knows who was behind the story and who wrote that out there. It was here's a photo of their writing room, I guess.
Oh God.
Dave Portnoy and his minions writing articles to defend Tom Brady. So as we see, Portnoy is the king cracker. He's out there in the front there, the king cracker, and then he's got all his crackers behind him.
AB, he might be the next. He might be the next. I can't even think of his name right now. Who's the kicker from the Colts? Pat McAfee. He's gonna take over. He's gonna be out there. Yeah, he's gonna take over and start reporting everything now. CTESPN. I can't wait to check this out.
Yeah, here's a zoomed in version of that photo there. As you can see,
that's
some
great.
So
God, this guy is insane. He's insane.
I'll be on the lookout. I want to see more from AB. I know he's out there. He's doing his work. The CTESPN network is thriving at the moment. I can't wait to see the next step for him.
I can't wait. Everybody that's watching this, go check that out as well. I know it's going to be some great content for everybody to enjoy.
So if anyone wants to find him, it's just at AB84 and then at CTESPNN for the network. Check them out. He's on there. It's wonderful to watch as long as you're not as long as you can take a joke. I think what he's doing right now is great. I know some people are tired of AB, but I think it's amazing what's going on with him right now.
I think it's great with all the craziness going on. We need some laughter. We need a little bit of laughter. For sure. Oh, that's great. That's great.
So
shout out Antonio Brown. There you go.
Yep. And that's all I got for this week. Lee, you got anything else you want to add for this week?
I got nothing else. Let's just hope that again with that grading, the Steelers can see all that and make some changes this offseason because that's very disheartening.
It's got to be a wake up call for sure. I'm sure there'll be some initial reaction, but it's got to be something that is steadily improving. Yeah. We don't want to hear one thing, and just because this story came out, you're going to hear something about, now they're going to start renovations, but they needed to really figure out some things. You can't be in 28th out of 32 teams and expect to win some games, I don't think.
Not at all.
Lee, I'll see you next week.
I'll see you. Have a good one.
You too. I'll see you.